Time after time, the monkeys will all be friends, and I will be there. I will be there. I would do the monkeys and posters in my love. I would die to change things that build our love. Friday's a few days away. There's still a week to do. There's a poster to make. The art I must make. I'm arting you. Time after time, I did art on the YouTubes. I did that shit live. And I'm still alive. Gallant Night Games kickstarted Tiny Supers. They hit the stretch goals. Now I have to art a poster. The Friday's days away, and there's still a week to do. Got to do this poster. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I do it on YouTube. Hey, whoa! I'm in a little box. Greetings, programs. So, Ingrid Bernal here up in Barhome, Eardrum Mountains. Hope y'all like scorpions as much as I do. Well, zippity doo dah, what the heck are we doing? Remember, Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday we're streaming live right here on the Runehammer. Your buddy Ingrid. We're gonna do some cool, crazy stuff on Wednesday, more like dungeon mastery stuff. But for now, just a good old-fashioned art stream coming at you, soothing tones, color mixtures. And rather than fantasy craziness, we're getting into some supers, guys. We're getting into some supers. Supers. Ooh. All right. What am I talking about? Well, Gallant Night Games and Alan Barr and all of the cool creative people associated with that hullabaloo hit me up for a stretch goal project. It's a poster for Tiny Supers. So I did this sketch of my idea, what I wanted to do, which is like these three sort of Green Lantern Corps type characters battling my giant robot, which I'm calling like Titano. Or maybe Giganto. They have to battle Giganto in the orbit of Saturn. And there are these three, and it's not called the Green Lantern Corps, and I think mine are called the Atomics. And there's different like types in this super team called the Atomics, but they're kind of like Alien Legion or the Green Lantern Corps. So here was the sketch that I did. And by the way, hello, everybody. Greetings. Hello. Welcome. I hope you like art, because that's what I do live on the YouTubes. Okay, so that's the sketch anyway. So you get the idea. So I got started and started working on the background, and then I started getting in the foreground, and I said to myself, I'm going to do this live. I'm going to let people take a look, because I'm about to the hardest part. So I did the background. Bang. So I've got Giganto back here. Giganto doesn't look none too pleased with the situation here. With this, he's him and his little minions and legions are being attacked by a team of supers. And so I have my logo up here too. This is just to check for crispiness, but I'm not going to really keep it up while I'm drawing. Okay, I also don't really need to look at Giganto while I'm drawing. So I have this layer. And this gives me a really clear view of my super team. So it's going to be these three like Green Lantern type characters. There's Nolan Kinsella with his ice cream stuff. And good old Rory. Okay, so we're going to move in. We're just going to do these guys like one by one. And they're kind of like Green Lantern, but they kind of have like a spacesuit kind of a thing going on. But to be brutally honest, I don't know what I'm doing right now. I do not know what I'm doing. I do know that I'm going to do some skin tones, so they aren't just completely, in their suits. They do have some bare skin, but you know, it's like space, so it's all good. And it's not all good because of space. It's all good because they have like rings like Green Lantern. So anyways, this energy, each one of them is going to have a different, they're like a spectral, almost like a Infinity Stone type team. So there's going to be like a yellow, a green, and a purple maybe, or a blue and a purple. No red though. I don't know why, but red does not fit this image very well. So this is going to be the yellow atom is what he's called. So this super team is called the Atomics. And there's like maybe 24 of them or so on the super team, like the size of Alien Legion. And each one sort of rocks a different kind of elemental component. A lot like the Lantern Corps, right? They have different colors and they kind of have similar suits but not identical suits, and they're different species and stuff. So I wanted to play with that. So let me just get a really strong outline on him. So he has like this energy outline, and this is forming his atmosphere. And this lets me have some skin tone on him and stuff, and I'm kind of explaining it that he's like inside this force field. That's why he's not freezing and or dying and or suffocating. Hey everybody, welcome to Monday morning. Hope everybody's feeling good. I was a little under the weather for the last live stream. It was, I think it was just the last of my con crud was getting out, and then I comboed it with a nice juicy hangover. Because Friday night was a great night. Friday was a great day. Got a lot of great news about the business. Great things are on the horizon. And I was just like, man, I'm so stinking happy. I'm going to go drink some beers. So I did. But you know, if you still got con cred and you go out to drink beers, that's a recipe for not feeling so good. Okay, so here we have this first sort of bolt of energy. And I'll probably modify this later to give it some squiggle and stuff, but this is the basic idea. Now I'm going to add a little bit of this brighter color. See how this is visible through his suit? And this way, since it's behind the suit, if I continue to modify the suit as I work, which I will, I'm always going to have this nice dynamic sort of backing color set up. And you'll see what I mean as I use my eraser and stuff in the future. Okay, so now we're on this layer right here. Let me try to keep this right over here. Okay, cool. So I don't know if you guys have ever delved into some Supers RPGs, but they can really be fun. They just have a lot of wide open potential. I mainly played Supers in the GURPS era. But you know, you can live however you want, Rambo. So how many superheroes have a big round thing on their chest? Even my bad guy has it. So it's really neat, but I'm going to try to avoid that. I'm going to try to do more like a sort of a vent motif. Like they have these 3 vents. Like that. And then all of the characters will have that. Is there really no chance to start once again? I'm loving you. Got a little bit of a broken thumb going there. You guys feeling that? Get rid of that. I would die to change things that killed our love. I'm going to do more of a forward thumb. You know, somehow you get that. Sometimes you get that like a phoenix hand where the thumb is kind of forward. It's like right here. But if the thumb goes forward to keep the intensity of the hand high enough, okay, there's my thumb. I'm going to need these fingers to swing down. I'm going to grab them because I like this finger set. And it needs to do this. And this keeps the hand from looking relaxed, because if the hand looks relaxed and you're firing a bolt of cosmic power out of it, that's not cool. That's a mismatch right there. That's not cool. There we go. And you can do an even more intense hand by leaning the index finger back. Like right here. And then by leaning these fingers down, you can do all this stuff. I don't know if I'm going to keep these changes, but I'm just experimenting right now. Yeah, see, it's just a little too contrived for me. I like the relaxed gestural feel of my initial hand, so I'm just going to stick right there. And really what I'm doing is kind of putting things off right now. So if he is the yellow, sort of the yellow atom, we need to get some colors going. So there's a color right there. So you see I took that orange and painted it over black gently, and I got this brown. Now you're like, dude, don't make a brown superhero. That's not cool. Hey, brown is a pretty crummy color for a super suit. I will give you that. But this is just a base color, so just bear with me. We're just going to get all the sort of super suit paneling painted in. And remember too, you know, if you're starting to feel a little uptight with, you know, exactly how your shapes are playing out, one great way to force your hand to relax is to use a bigger brush. The smaller brush is always going to lead you to do like this like noodly, you know, careful art style. Now that may be what you're trying to do, so rock on. But if you're feeling like, man, this is just so uptight, there's no energy here. If you use a bigger brush, it just forces you to accept more slop, and your hand just starts kind of floating. You just sort of start having fun. Especially on your base colors, you can be a lot more relaxed and get away with it. Now, I just realized I don't want my whole character to be sort of in his color scheme. I want to pull back from that a little bit. So gloves and boots, actually gloves and thighs will not be colored. So he'll have some black, maybe with a little bit of striation on it for those areas. And then these other areas, he's going to have his sort of patron color. So each hero in the atomics, as I'm calling my little team, will have a different color, but I'm going to do them the same. They kind of have the same uniform, like this. I would die to change things that killed our love. Friday's torn apart, and the monkeys can see right through. Is there really no chance to wear my own pants? I'm loving you. Burn. Time. Okay, upper arm is going to be flesh, and lower face is going to be flesh. That's the only flesh areas I'm going to do. So, if you want to call the Broncos, you can go ahead. Time after time. So right now, you're not going to see a huge difference between these because I haven't done all the cool stuff. To take my love again. Hey, I don't know if you guys are making any comments or anything over there. I'm just like sort of... Are you writing a superhero RPG? No. I am doing a poster for a stretch goal for Tiny Supers, published by Gallant Knight Games, which just closed their super successful Kickstarter, so congratulations there. And my poster is one of the stretch goals that was unlocked. I am doing said poster at this time, so you can nibble on my bottom. Here we go. So here's sort of the jawline that's going to be in flesh color. See that? Time. And he's going to have a little bit of forehead that's going to show, and then it's going to be hair up there. I know this looks like a helmet or something at the moment, but we're going to pull that. We're going to pull that around. You will see, traveler. The end of times is nigh, and you will play a role. I will do what Pavelak could not. Me. Wow, that's a dusty chestnut. Pavelak? Dang, dude, you're making jokes about Pavelak and stuff. All right, here we go. So here's his sort of his suit. Now, the suit needs to have this atomic theme. Now, I know there's been a few superheroes over the years who have like an atom icon or an atom logo on their chest, but I don't care. I'm joining the tradition, okay? Just Just bite me on that one. If you don't like it, you can just nibble on my bottom. Father, would you please nibble, just lightly nibble, on my bottom before breakfast? Before I eat my sausage today, Father, and my blood toast, Father, I need the gentlest little bite on my buttocks. Could you do this? Oh, wah-wee, 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 wah. All right, so here's this little thingy here. So I don't know, I'm just kind of dinkling and donkling over here. Some little details. So I'm going to take my own advice. When I start dinkling and donkling with a small brush, get a bigger brush, and get more work done. Time after time, you monkeyed my feelings away. Monkey away. Okay, now I need some facial shadows. And later I'll return to the face to really do a better job at it. But for now I just need a little bit of reference on where his face is. Time after time. See, there we go. It's starting to take some shape. You monkeyed my love away. Monkey away. So I can actually erase some of this atomic logo to get that undercolor that I did. You took all my turkeys away. My turkeys away. Turkeys away. I would die to change things that killed our love. Oh, come on. Don't tell me I have an error. Friday's torn apart, and the monkeys see right through. We are the Atomics. You are banned from Earth, Giganto. Leave this star system before I bite your butt. Oh. Okay. Remember, this is just a base color. This is actually intended to be the base for a yellow suit that he has. So we're going to go up to the next color. We're going to do about 3 colors to do the rendering on this guy's suit. Time. And I don't really have a design on the face yet, so I'm just kind of whatever. Just getting something so I can feel what the hero could be, you know, just like use the right brain to find him rather than design him and then manifest that design. Instead, I'm going to discover what he may or may not be. Which takes a little bit more faith in your art skill to pull you through to reach the point where a cool thing emerges. But I've got so much work to do before a certain unannounced event happens that I need that faith. I need that faith, Father. Father, I need my faith. You know, I want to do one of these old, like, Liefeld style things. Remember he used to do where the mask went up into the hair so you didn't get the forehead, but then the hair came out of the mask like that. Old, so 80s. It usually came down on the cheeks too, like that, and the cheeks were also part of the mask like that. Time after time. You monkeyed my dreams away. A herd of turkeys was there. They were there. I would die to change. Hello, everyone. How you doing? A live session. Yeah, it's actually live. Ooh. Oh, man. You talking about Mike Jr. Kenny? You talking about Seed of Destruction? Because that is one of the best comics of all time. So good. So good. The writing is so enigmatic, so different and original, so stinking good. What's up, Thumb4? Nice to have you, dude. Live that life, baby. Live that life. Okay, so now I'm just sort of sitting here going, what am I doing? Who am I? And why am I? A good way to check who I am and is to remove my drawing layer and get back to this. Oh yeah, this is totally going to work. Look how cool that is. All right, so I just need to make sure that I was still on track. I was like losing hope a little bit there. The hope was just vanishing, guys. I'm just, you know, I'm just being real right now. The hope. I definitely have stronger abilities and confidence when it comes to fantasy. But that's part of why this is so exciting, right? You know, you go find the limit of your capability. Can't spend your life hiding what you're good at. Got to get out of that comfort zone. You know, eat some broccoli maybe. Have a cherry tomato, Greek salad. You know, you could eat like some mushrooms, like weird mushrooms, like shiitake. Like those are, ugh, I can't do it. They're so big and spongy and oh god. Ugh. But if I wanted to expand my horizons, maybe I'll just bust out this big old shiitake. One of my favorite characters on Love Boat was shiitake. All right. Just doing some darkening on ye old armpit here. Is there really no chance? I think that the atom might have to be white. Look at that. There we go. To start once again, I'm loving you. My face is a little bit chubby too, so let's de-chubbify the face. I'm going to leave this sort of neck piece here because it's like his space outfit. But see, this chin just isn't working for me. So I'm going to make room for some more chin in the neck piece. And then I'm going to paint some black in. Now I'm getting away with using black as a base color here because I'm in space, you know, and space has this kind of stark, diffuse light to it. So it's probably still technically against the rules to do a black underlayer because, you know, there's very little actual black in nature. But, you know, I need this guy to be crying out with potency too. Ah. There we go. And I'll tell you, the fantasy, Pyronide, do you have a preference for fantasy, modern, superhero? Absolutely, I prefer fantasy because it feels like an escape. I feel like more modern superhero or cyberpunk, it's really cool, but it feels like all the same trappings are there that we have in the modern world, which is like money and telecommunications and police and like overdevelopment and giant populations and, you know, the world's all explored and everything, and it doesn't feel like an escape, you know, whereas fantasy to me always feels like such an escape from all those things. Like fantasy is a world that's like ready to be explored and is young. It's like a young world, and to me that's exciting. I think that the ancient world is more fascinating than anything that could ever be sort of postmodern or post-apocalyptic or post-industrial, because that escape factor. And I play RPGs to escape, so there you are. I also just play them because they're awesome. Something's wrong with that. That is not good enough. Is there really no chance? Oh, that's cool. Just a little twin visor like that. There we go. My mouth looks like Dennis from Rudolph the Reindeer. And that's okay. I would die to change things that killed our love. Friday's torn apart. So I'm going to add another little layer of cuts into the suit that gives it a little more detail. Now I am painting at zoom, so everything I'm doing is going to be a little too detailed at first, but when I pop out, I'm hoping that that extra little bit of work is going to sort of give this feeling of awesome. There's the big cut, and then it has a small cut in addition. I would die to change the things that killed our love. So sad. Why did things have to kill their love? That's not cool. Friday's torn apart. Benagoo, gonna pick me through. You know, and if I'm drawing badly, guys, I'm gonna make a quick excuse. I got a tetanus shot today. I feel like I got punched. Got punched right in my drawing shoulder. What's up with that? It's not cool. The atomics. So the atomics also, I think that we can do some hue shift on some of his smaller suit, like illumination and stuff. Maybe just on these. But I'm gonna see how it treats me. I would die to... Oh, I painted that onto his suit. I'm like, what's going on here, man? This thing ain't working. There we go. I just wanted that orange like that. Can experiment with that. Things that killed our love. So, okay, not too bad. But there's some stuff. It was orcs. Orcs killed their love. Strontium dog. No, this guy never skips lat day, man. He's doing space push-ups all day. So I don't have a very strong gimmick for the character, and then the human face especially, like, takes away from it. So I'm going to get rid of this because it's bugging the hell out of me. Or is it? Or is that the problem? Sometimes, like, even just no mouth can be really cool. It's like they have their mouth closed and you can't see it. Like, you do that. But I think what I'm going to do is he has this power to, like, distend himself. This may sound a little crazy, guys, but I'm going to go with it. I like heroes that have a very, like, whoa, look at him. He's doing his power. So he's like distending his arms and stuff to create this power blast. He's like in pieces like Nova from Guardians. Which I knew Nova more from Silver Surfer, but thank God she wasn't just trapped in that franchise, because woof, those movies. Rugged, man, rugged. Some of the best comics of all time, but the good Lord, those movies are biznad. Okay, so this arm he has a little less descended, but he is distending it nonetheless because it gives him power. How do I know this? Because I'm inventing the lore as I go here. I would die to change. Okay, something like that. And then we're going to go underneath. Get this color, fill this guy in so everything's hunky-dory. Doing dental work across the galaxies. Things that changed our love. Now these little black fragments of his body are going to be a little bit hard to see because of the composition of the piece. But that's okay. We're just going to keep on believing. And I'm trying to get this pose to be a little more powered up. There we go. That helps. So you always want to look like, those quads are like locked up because he's flexing to engage this power. This power of like distending his body to gather atoms. See what I mean? This stuff's getting crazy up in here. So now I need to go to the underlayer and fix all this stuff. I would die to change. So this might feel like I'm going a little slower than I normally do. And a big reason is that when you're doing something like a poster, it's like needs to be a fully composed piece. It needs to live on its own with no text or anything like that. And it's also usually multiple characters and objects all together, so not simple. Not like doing a spot character, right? Spot being you don't need to worry about its background or its perspective with other characters. It's just on its own. This isn't like that. So there's like more to it. Also, a poster has a little bit more burden of awesome on it because it's going to be big. And so the burden of awesome can be a little bit higher. See, now also if I kink the neck just a little bit like that, you'll get a little more of a power up on the pose. And what I mean by power up is you really want that figure to look engaged. And a way to do it is to really bring the lower back forward. That's the start. Boom! Bring the chest out. Then keep the head downward. So you get, like that. It's easy to get overly relaxed superheroes, and then it looks really awkward. Just like, why is he just kind of chilling? What's going on there? It's weird. All right. So now I'm going to sort of drive this concept home that this is originating here from this distended arm. We're going to add some energy like that. We're going to add some little blooms of energy here and there that are kind of coming off of him. We're going to do some little arcs and stuff later, but we'll get to that. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, great. So there's sort of the yellow atom, I guess you could call him. So we're going to get rid of this and take a look. Looking good. Okay, now we're going to go down to, let's do this guy first. And let's get this color to be copacetic. It's not going to be blue because you have that reactor right there. But I think a green could work. Ooh, a purple is nice too right there. And then we do green below. But I think this one's green and purple's below. Why and how? I don't know. I can't explain it. It just is. Just is, guys. Okay, so almost there. Maybe in there somewhere. And then we'll also bring that up. So this is about the target that I'm going to be going for. And then we're going to clean up a little bit of the back. We're going to do some little things here and there. You guys just talk about the craziest stuff. I don't even know what you talk about anymore. You guys just hanging out. I got the sun in the background. You guys are just chilling. And I'm like, whoa. We do have an error on this guy's atomic logo. You've heard of atomic logo. Well, this is atomic. You've heard of atomic robo. This is atomic logo. Anyway. Just needs white right there. There we go. His hand is just too relaxed. I can't look away from it. So maybe he cocks the wrist up like that, like Iron Man style. There we go. So they're like fighting like minions that are off screen. So I wouldn't worry about any of that stuff. The Atomic Hobo. They call me the Atomic Hobo. I am on a trip by train. Let's hide the guy in the foreground. He's down at the bottom. Well, I've got closed fists on my third guy, Heslock. So just bear with me, okay? I would die to... The things that kill our love. So I'm basically going to enact a lot of the same protocols on this next piece. So, you know, if I just start going quiet and I'm just doing my thing, you know, don't think I'm weird or anything. Don't get weird on me, all right, peoples? So if one guy can distend himself atomically to create these arcs of energy, what does this guy do? I think this guy's going to be a Martian who uses brain power to activate his ring. So we're going to want an interesting head here that's not human. He's Martian, guys. And he's like shooting across the space, blasting some off-scene enemy, some off-screen enemy. And I think he's going to be like, is more slight of build, and he'll have a far simpler suit, like a Martian suit. So we get this energy color, and then let's just bring it down nice and mellow, paint it into some black, sample that, and then start working. Okay. Now again, I need this feeling like he's really putting his heart and soul into this energy blast. So you need to get this lower back inward. It's got to happen. Fill out these shoulders a bit. Add the sphenomastoid muscle or tendon or both. Get the clavicles. And he's gonna have a little different style tunic here. Tunic. A tunic. I would die to change. See, there we go. He's got that twist, right? Then he's got boots. If you're wondering what those brush settings are that keep coming up, it's just because I accidentally hit the right click. It's not like I'm doing something interesting there that you need to know about to get this style. I don't know interesting things. All right. This is like a belt buckle right here, which I think is where his Robo logo is. So again, remember, to get the Robo stuff, we erase. And so you're going to erase parts and pieces of his suit to get that energy to come through. Like that. These little erasures. I would die to change. Okay, now I think that the head on this guy, he's going to have these things. This is going to be a tribute to Alien Legion. You got eyes on the side of him to head. Okay, now I'm going to go to the energy level. We're going to get him his energy aura, which is going to be different here. It's not going to be his entire body. He uses his brain to do this. I'm going to use your brain to do this, guys. See what I mean? It's like... And then we're also going to do some of these. Yeah. I would die to change. So when you're amping up the energy of a green tone, you want to move toward yellow is how you'll get the next tone up. Just like how blue amplifies towards cyan, green will amplify toward yellow to get hotter. All right, so now on the suit, go back to the suit layer here. Same, there we go. He doesn't have like no detail on the suit. He doesn't just have like no panels, but he has like maybe a sort of a striated design like this. So just sort of reinforcing some of this here. So, and then like let's get the belt to read. It's kind of lost here in this leg frenzy. There we go. And then maybe there's a little bit of trim on the gloves. You know, like each guy has a slightly different suit. Maybe he has, his fingers are visible in the suit color. Like that. Then there's a collar here, and then we get into his skin, which I think he's going to have weird skin. But not green skin, because that would just be ridiculous. So he's got like a peachy skin. So these are the eyes. And then here it's just sort of, he has like a sort of a big kind of toe head, or like an eraser head, almost Mon Calamari style. But a drop, I would die. Okay, so now I'm just trying to do the mouth here. There we go. That's what I was thinking of. He's got this weird head, man. He's weird. He's from another planito. You know what I mean? Look at this stuff. Now he's got these, he's got some strowels right here. Look at this dude. Now he's going to have some nice blue eyes. I'm going to go with my underlayer, and I'm going to make a layer, and then I'm going to merge down, but I just want to do this so I don't have to be careful and tiptoe my way through it. There we go. So I'm just going to merge right down on that. Okay, then, whoop-a-deep, shabadoo, get up towards cyan, give a nice highlight to that. There we go. Wow, weird. Dude, you're weird. Does he have antennas? Oh, of course he does. Okay, now we need a little bit of chadding, which is the Navajo word for shading. Chadding. It is not. It is not that at all. I'm sure you guys can understand. I wish I could speak Navajo. That would be amazing. Okay, now I need some highlights. Look at his weird skin. What a weirdo. Freak show. All right, now we're going to go into the suit. And let's kind of bring up some highlights on the suit. Pop, pop, pop. Egg into the bag. There we go. Pop, pop, pop. These striations have some highlights. Give them some reality. And notice, I don't want to get too uptight about how accurate this stuff is, because it'll break this feel I want for this painting. Some of the other artists that have done stuff for Tiny Supers have already nailed the like sort of precise art style. I want to represent this kind of loose feel. Friday's torn apart. So on my energy layer, hey guys, by the way, welcome. Hello. I'm just here doing some super stuff. Good to have all of you here, as always. Thank you so much for tuning in. Just kind of here, just sort of painting away. Definitely outside my my comfort zone, so you guys can see me struggle a bit, which I would think would be soothing or comforting, because it's like, you know, hey, everybody struggles. And so if you're out there and you're doing art and you're struggling, then you don't have to feel weird about it. You can keep that confidence up Do more art. Looks like I'm gonna need a little thingy here, i.e. a hot core to this energy blast to make the arcs fit and everything, and then just get real gentle with it. So it mixes, and there we go. And there we go. Let's see how we're doing here. Now there's a lot of sound going on at that location in the image. You see that with the Giganto's like chest engine, and then you have the green atom, and he's being crazy. So you might need to find some relief from it like this. And then I do have a layer that I can experiment with later, that this one, and then I'm going to get this into some cyan colors. Like so, and then we'll get some like some distance fogging, so we'll get this kind of separation like that. So exactly how we're going to do that, I'm not entirely sure yet, but we will get to that later to relieve exactly how the composition is going to work. It's kind of hard to see into the future exactly. You know, I don't want to do this because it blocks Titano's face. You know, you see what I mean? He needs to be down here somewhere, and I knew that in the sketch. Like, it's probably going to be about right there. Because now the circle acts to just make the whole mind power thing look kind of more playful and cool. So it's probably going to be there. And then what we'll do is we'll create some separation with color later. And now we have our foreground guy. So let's go in here. Shabba-doop, boop, boop. And we were thinking about purple. Sound in space. Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. Not even up for question. There's totally sound in space, and it's like look at this. You can't see that color and tell me that's not making a sound. Now, I don't want the same like energy style for all three guys. I mean, kind of the same because they're all on the same atom team. But this guy's energy is going to be different. It's going to have like this kind of prismatic effect to it. Nah, that sucks. Maybe it's more like this style. He has like a geometric style to his power. Rather than these like round friendly shapes, he has this weird like okay, and then here's his atmosphere bubble. Now you're looking at this and you're saying, hey dude, you haven't filled in the other arm, and like the silhouette isn't done and stuff. What's wrong with you? Well, I didn't want to lose some of the nice form work that I had done here. Namely, like this arm that's overlapping. So if I was just to fill this whole thing in here with black, you get the poo-poos. You're not going to be able to see anything. So I left it unfilled so that I would keep my work. That said, it's time to move forward from that. So we need to do the purple atom. So the purple atom is going to need this base color. Again, grab a color that you want, paint it against black, then use that color. Don't use the raw color. It will be too much. Okay. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. There's the rest of the hand. Then they have the colored gloves, right? Oh no, black gloves. So there, he just has the short gloves. Shut the pants, shut the gloves. Then the upper arm and shoulder can be uniform. And I'm going to give him some weird divisions here. Oh yeah, now my hand is starting to relax freaking finally. Good Lord. It only took 2/3 of the piece. Now, as for crazy, this guy's like some kind of crazy, like, Cyclops dude. He's like that. So he's going to be screaming. He's like overloading his powers for this battle. Yeah. Oh, man, he's cool. I'm telling you, this may seem silly, you guys, but my hand is relaxing. So in other ways, if you like a line that you have and you want to preserve it, you can just do this. Don't fill all the way to the line quite yet. That way you won't lose track. Get your base black in. And get your perps. And with your perps, you can finally cover up that line, because now it's time to do the abdomen. What in tarnation just happened? Is there really no chance? I really like to dance. I'm loving you. Okay, now I can probably fill this guy in and I won't lose my form. Yeah, there we go. See, now it's protected because that fist is there, and so see, now everything's protected. Okay, and then there's a little bit there, a little bit there, a little bit there. Good to go, my brothers. Good to go, my sisters. All right, so now I'm gonna do some green skin, or at least slightly green, like And this guy's like in overload mode. He's going, ah. Yes. That's super fun. Oh my gosh. No pun intended, but that's super, super fun. Okay, it's a little bit intended. Give some character to his little comm antenna there. And he, I think, also needs some of these arcs, you know, like the arcs help. They help portray this feeling of kind of chaos to the powers. The purple atom. Ah! His power is like in his eye. So purple ascends toward pink as it gets hotter. So you can do that. And then I'll do the same color in here. So he has a direct link between his eye and his like power color. And some of these are going to have some white built into them too, but we're going to also like flare the lens on the camera, and we're going to do a lot of things to sell these bolts of energy. These guys have lots of power. Imagine you narrating art even when you're not live streaming. I can't. That is very strange. Maybe I missed it. No, Ira, no. Tiny Supers is a book by Gallant Knight Games. It has nothing to do with ICRPG whatsoever. It's just another one of the Tiny D6 games, which if you're not familiar with Tiny D6, you absolutely should be. Really cool system by Alan Barr, and Gallant Knight Games has quite a following to it. Very simple 2D6, 3D6 type resolution system, trait system. Good stuff, make you happy inside. Plus, you know, I'm always down to learn one more RPG, right? I mean, hell yeah. Okay, now him, I'm not sure we even get a chance to see his Atom logo, and that's totally fine. Let's come up to get the highlight colors on his suit. Okay, just following the same formula I always do, guys. It's just like, you know, make some blobs and then lift them with highlights, sync them with shadows, like really simple stuff that is probably not nearly as cool as what other artists do, but I'm just trying to be my own self. Yeah, see how they're a team? It totally feels like they're a team, guys. Okay, the core of this energy bolt needs to be hotter. Yeah, like there. Or probably could just go to white. Oh, screw it. Now I'm also going to have to do a little bit of overlayer, right, on their hands and fists and stuff to get the energy where it needs to be. Because it's not just under them. But we'll get to that. Okay, I'm going to do a really strong little rim light on this guy. Like this. It's just a highlight that's an extreme color, where the light of this blast is sort of bouncing off of him, you know, catching some of his surfaces like so. And then same thing up here on this little gentleman. See that? Just a few of his surfaces are being extremely illuminated. And this guy, I don't even know if that's possible, man. This guy's crazy up in here. Let me get some white. This fool's nuts. There's all kinds of tools and tricks you can do to get straight lines, but I'd rather just, you know, pull my brush and do my best. Oh man, the purple guy is just awesome. Okay, so now we go pop, and we got our image starting to form. Take a look at that. Now I don't know if we're probably not going to even have the logo on the final poster, but I keep it there to give myself a sense of reference on like crispy detail. It helps me stay grounded in a way. I suppose you could explain it that way. I don't know. Sick. Absolutely sick. I'm digging it. Now, we start to think about creating depth and doing all of the hard parts. So let's save that. So we're going to need some flaring in the back. We're going to need some glow on these energy powers, especially this one, the purple one. I'm going to use some effects, which I don't normally do that much of, but I'm going to see how they feel. Okay? We're just going to play a little bit. Let's play. Yeah, see, it's always just too even, so we're not going to do that. What we are going to do is make a layer. It is going to be down here. Down here. This layer will be called Color Dodge. And the brush that I want is in presets. You want the first brush in presets. This thing. Super boring. Turn off shape dynamics. Now I just have a nice hot dog spray of paint like that. So I get this purple, and then I can do this by hand. The purple is just too hot, too bright, so I'm going to go down here. There we go. And I want it to be kind of irregular, like that. Then I'm going to get the same thing, go with this green, too bright, go here, down here. Just a little bit, you just need here and there. There we go, done. Now I go here. Ooh, so orange with that. That's just insane. It's because it's going against black. So that's enough. We want to kind of keep that a little cleaner. Unless you want to like go crazy with it, like, but we don't. Okay, nice. So now what I want to do is on a normal layer, which is this one, I can do the glow on this piece of energy because Color Dodge is just too intense for yellow to handle it. So see how I do that? Just give a little, and I'm looking for one stroke that's going to make me happy. There it is. That's all I need. And yes, Pyro and I will get to some overlay stuff. With the purple man's arm in the front, wouldn't we see some kind of beam coming out of it? Absolutely. That's what I mentioned earlier. Is that we need the beam to be on top of the fist. I would die to change. This guy is on power overload mode. I love it. Okay, just compensating for the perspective of the second fist here. And now cutting apart the beam. And then we're just going to do that. Will that work? The answer is no. So what you can do is do more cartoon style decay that's going to reveal the stuff underneath, which is just to use a hard eraser and do it. Like that. But I don't want to lose this back arm because it's really cool, so I just need to do the decay right. I also don't want to lose the green atom back there. There we go. Now I'm going to add some white. Get rid of that stinking brush, that hot dog. You don't want that thing. You want to go back to old reliable. There we go. Then I'm going to do a little bit of deleting to clean this so it's nice and tight. And notice how even though it's a pain in the butt, I'm painting out here. I'm doing that because if you paint out here, you do what Sparth calls owning the piece. And that means you live up to what the piece, how it's going to be viewed, rather than hiding in the relative safety of a close-up. Because viewers are not going to see it at 350%. That's not going to happen. All right, so don't be that. Don't be that way. All right, so they're just wrapping up a little bit of that hand. And then I think I'm going to give Green Atom some more powerful core energy. Not quite white, but right about there. And look at that. This kind of catches him up to their power level. You know, like these are like, you can imagine them almost like lightsabers. Now I'm going to get I really like what wound up happening with Purple Guy's energy. So I need to do some more energy work. And that means small bits. And then it also means erasure. There's a little bit of erasure going on here and there. And it just gives more life to it, more variety. Okay, good to go. Same thing then on the yellow atom. We need some bits. Then we need erasure. And you can especially get some fun effects erasing soft paint like these with a hard eraser. You see how you get that? You get this kind of cool cheese energy kind of stuff going on. So there we go. What you're talking about, and it's okay. All right, so this, I just don't like the color that this thing is introducing, so I'm going to see what it looks like without any. What if it were darkness? Ooh, that's nice. Now, I've got this sort of issue with Giganto's core, which was going to be like this sort of fun element of the piece, but with so much going on, I feel like my eye is just a little overwhelmed. So just as an experiment, I'm going to grab his core and see what happens when I ditch it. Okay, so having nothing there is definitely not fun. You don't want nothing. We definitely want that change. That change is nice. So now we go to Giganto and we ask, how can we reduce some of the impact of this core chest reactor that he has? And I think the answer is to put it in and shrink it like so. So you get a little more of that black space there behind the green atom, but not so much that you lose the fun of Giganto's energy core. Also, I think with Giganto, let me show you another trick here. We're going to add like a flare. Okay, so what's this? First of all, it needs to be on a layer. Excuse me. Okay, so see this little guy? These are 3 little gradients. And then what I do is I use my scale tool. And I scale them like crazy. And squish them like these. And it makes this really nice little like laser flare type effect. And you can use this to sort of break your image. And sometimes you want to do them horizontal, and you just got to feel this out. Sometimes you want to do them, you know, almost horizontal, kind of like the, you know, all those flares in the Star Trek movies, the newer Star Trek movies. They do a lot of those flares. Color dodge that bugger, and you get this like hot flare. Then you get another one, and you squish it even more, where it's like laser thin. Like, oop, that's not even there. It's so thin. You put it alongside the other one, and you get this look. Now, is that working, or is that just making things crazier? I think it needs to follow some of the lines that are happening in the piece. There we go. So what is that? I don't know, but what it gives me is an anchor for something now I want more of. So I go here, clone that sucker. Again, playing into the perspective of the piece, like this. You see that? Now I can take the color out of it. Come on, computer. Take the color out. And we get this color neutral highlight that's going across Giganto. See that? Like right, maybe right there is best. And again, what we're doing is we're just trying to create lines of dynamic color and portions that are inviting to the eye. Now here's another thing I want to try. Pabadoo. The yellow atoms energy layer. Can this just be... Holy street racers. Okay, no, that's not going to work. Just a quick experiment there. Coop, come here, bud. I think for those of you following the saga of Coon Dog, I think he is almost past his summertime itches. So he's going to stop itching constantly as soon as we get a couple more rain storms to come through, and then everything's going to be okay. Is Giganto good or bad? Neither. As far as the color, if you're wanting to see what it would feel like, I think red is going to fight us a little bit. Oh, no, that's kind of interesting, isn't it? No, fights the green. I'm good. You know, and it's okay that he's... I don't know if he's good or bad. It's not the way I think. He's Giganto. He's here to devour the earth. But he probably has, like, good reasons. Cooper, please, hush. I am busy making a brightly colored thing. Come on. Why my computer is, like, dogging out. This is a very large file. So to be streaming while you're working on a file of this scale is like bonzo land. So I'm going to want to clone out more of those rays to finish things off. But I am coming up on an hour here. As for this clone, it's this one. I like what it's doing for the dynamism. It's just a little strong, so we're going to pull it down. There we go. Dynamism. Ooh, that's a word. Nope. Okay. Now working a little bit on Giganto. So what I'm doing here is I'm just making these lasso selections around parts of Giganto that are furthest from the camera and furthest from these light sources, which are represented by the powers. And then we're going to just do lightness crankdowns. Then I'm going to do it again with a little bit reduced area. Again, not using a bunch of crazy complex tools, just doing it by hand. And then I'm going to lower that lightness again. And what you'll do is you'll get more roundness in your shapes. So I'm going to grab it here. And we take it down. Then I reduce the area. And then take it down again. And you can do this with varying levels of fidelity, detail, and hard work to get varying results. But you see, like it will round off the head a little bit. And then even to drive it home, I can take the center of the head, that portion, and give me a little bit of contrast bump, and it'll give me more roundness on the head. There we go. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the chest. Coop, knock it off, buddy. Stop licking your feet. I know you're hot and itchy, but you need to stop licking your feet, boy. There we go. So the chest has the same effect, and you can see it'll kind of create a roundness to that dude. Hey, Jamie. Thanks, dude. New computer tip jar. Oh, well. A new computer would be cool, but wow. Dump memory in Photoshop. Well, yeah, you can do this thing here. Free up some memory there. But it isn't just, you know, memory leakage. It's you know, OBS is a real hog. Okay, I don't like the bottom teeth on Giganto. They're a little too silly. Also, this color needs to go. What's it doing in there? So there's a little bit of like mechanical detail inside his mouth that I wanted to do. But first we're going to get these teeth to be a little less nerfy. Just a little bit too popsicle sticky. There we go, that's better. Fill this in, and then yeah, he's got like backup teeth between the teeth that chew up starships and stuff. There we go, much better. Rah. Is there really no chance? So now I'm going to take some absolute white, a little Betty White here, a little yellow snow, and I'm going to, on some of the teeth. So again, you're rounding those teeth forward. There we go. A little highlight there. And I don't want to do like lights in his eyes or anything. I don't want to push it too hard. So we're looking pretty stinking good. I'm going to work on my Starfield a little bit because it is piece poor. Piece poor. This Starfield is no good. So what I need is a very small pen. And I need to do some of this stuff. And you know, I don't want to get into like this kind of super advanced Starfield stuff, you know, like nebulae and all this kind of junk. I don't think it has a home here because we are gonna do speed lines. Okay, so let's think right now in terms of some speed lines. How are we gonna do? Well, first of all, I want to be out here and see it. Gradient lines from core to the armor. I'm not sure. No, I never use gradients if avoidable, only for doing like light effects and stuff. Really don't like what gradients can do to a piece, but that doesn't mean there's something wrong with it. Everybody can rock on if they're capable of using gradients. I'm just bad at it. All right. Speed lines. How do you do speed lines? And they're all kind of going this way. You go like this with your lasso. And then we're going to do some erasing later. Okay. So there's our starter. Cooper. Good God. It's got to be a running gag with these streams by now that like Cooper is annoying in the background. It's just like become part of it. I should probably just embrace it. God, it's just like every year for about a month, he is in hell as a very furry dog. He just goes into itchy hell. I feel bad for him, but also stop being so annoying. Please. Okay. So this is how I'm going to do some speed lines here. And they might be white, they might not. We'll find out. They might be black. No, that's weird. You know, and if they fight the perspective, they just don't work. So you gotta play with the perspective. And I might not even do them at this rate because I'm erasing so much, there's just nothing left. There we go. So it just needs a little bit. I like those. Those are cool. Actually, I liked those. Those little fragments are nice too. This thing is not working for me. I can get rid of this thing. This thing. I don't like it. It's too soft. There. Now, to reinforce the speed lines, I go to that layer, which I'm on. I get my white color. Get a little bit of a pen here. And then, like, parallel them. I'm loving you. And they don't need to be 100% opaque. You know, they can kind of be like this. Cool. So now something that I feel is I like want them to proliferate a little bit. But not like that. No, I don't think I do. This is a tough spot here. I'm in a bit of a pinch. Bit of a pinch, guys. That's how you know the stream is real. That's how you know it's live. Now, I know I'm close to done, but am I done? That's what I'm not sure of. But either way, and within a month, Hank has been said to hate his dog. Hey, people can talk about my relationship with my dog however they want. I know the truth. Me and him are tight. Space fog. Oh yeah, space fog. We have space fog in here. I just wound up using it for darkness. And I'm going to keep it that way because I just think we have plenty of colors going on. And we don't need a lot of space fog. So I might actually be done. And to know if I'm done, I need to talk to Alan. And this is that moment when I'll send my JPEG to my client and see where we want to go so that I'm not spinning my wheels here toward the end. But hey, you guys, thanks for tuning in. It's been just over an hour, so I got to get the heck out of here and do the rest of my my tasks. And my dog needs attention. Thanks as always for tuning in, everybody. Both on the podcast and on Wednesday's live stream, I'm going to be kind of shifting focus a little bit, and we're going to be getting back to some of the essentials, namely playable content. So I'm not going to be doing an art stream on Wednesday. I'm going to be talking about stuff you can take straight to your table, and same with the podcast this week on Patreon. So if you tune into that, that'll be something a little different this week, and we're going to get awesome. I'm going to finish this piece up with Alan's blessing and keep reading Pathfinder 2nd edition because that's the kind of stuff you do on a Monday. All right. So, hey, everybody, keep it real. Don't steal. And you're always going to get a deal. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. This has been Ingrid Bernal, resident of Barhome. I'm going to sign out. And, that's it, you guys. Have a good Monday afternoon. Keep it real up in the hill. Peace.